All right, well, family, I don't know how to invite Bob to this live chat. If you guys in the chat, if you guys know how to do it, let me know. I can't figure it out. But anyways, here's the goal for today. I want to give you an update on my challenge, or the update to the $1,000 challenge, and Bob is going to do the same. So really quick, let's dive right in. And Bob, in the chat, let me know what day you're in, and then I'll go over my numbers and my day. But tell me what day you're in, and I'll relay it. And guys, if you're watching, go ahead and do me a favor and comment in the chat where you're watching from. What's up, Premium? Let me know where you guys are watching from. Okay, Bob is on day 16. He's kicking my ass because I'm on day 11. And all right, from Miami. Miami's in the house. Really quick, let me bring up my numbers really quick. Snow Sunday, ice yesterday, and today. Did I give you my props? Today I went out. So the video for today's dash will be out tomorrow. But I went out today, and for me, it was chilly. And I was complaining about it being chilly. And then I started to think about you up in your area. I also talked to Eddie Benitez. I just interviewed him on my channel, and he's from Chicago. And he just threw out a video doing DoorDash and Uber Eats with 27 degree weather. And I know in Chicago that wind chill has to be like crazy. So it might be 27, but it may feel like in the single digits. Insane. So my props to those of you that dash. Those that dash, whether in a car or in a bike during the winter time, I give you my credit. Because again, I went out today, it was 60, I think 61, 62, and I was freezing, and I was complaining about the weather, but I immediately stopped because, as I mentioned, 1 second, I'm trying to answer some of these questions in the comments. So, Bob, if you see a question in the comment, go ahead and answer it if I miss it. But, Bob, you're on day 16. What's your tally? What's your total number so far? I think you already put it up there. So day 12, and you're at already 1,105. Mad props to you, my brother. Like I said, you were kicking my ass. I'm on day 11, and I'm going to give you my numbers. My total numbers right now, I'm at $499.26. Tomorrow's going to be day 12. I'm going to stick to the 20-day challenge because remember I started 1 day late, but because I missed a couple of days here and there with prior commitments. For those that are not aware, I had a prior commitment to ride from Miami to Key West and back, so that took 2 days that I couldn't dash because I was doing that. Barushka, nice, welcome. Anyway, it took me 2 days to out of pocket from there. And then when I got back, it rained all day, which was on Saturday and Sunday. So I couldn't do anything Saturday and Sunday. So in terms of days, I'm somewhat behind, but I'm going to stick to the 20 days to try to hit that $1,000 challenge. Today was day 11, so I'm almost halfway done. Well, I'm a little over 1 day over halfway. And I need to make another $500 within the next 10 days, right, to hit that 21. So the next 10 days, I need to hit that 1,000 mark. I think I can do it fairly easy. I don't have anything else to do the remainder of of this month, with the exception of obviously Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I won't be doing anything because I'll be with the family during that time. But Bob, do me a favor and let's talk a little bit. Oh, 1 second. 1 second, because you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do this via boom, boom, boom. 1 second. So via the chat, Bob, tell me so far, besides the weather, because we know the weather's a challenge for all of us, what has been another challenge during this $1,000 challenge? What's been difficult? All right, Bob writes, he figured out that if you subtract his gas money, he's at 1,021. Still, buddy, you hit the $1,000 mark, way ahead of schedule. So that's pretty cool. He had 2 double days that he planned on where he worked 7 hours. Every other day was 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, I have not worked any doubles. And again, my rule to myself was to stick daily 4 hours or less, or stick to that 4 hour or less number, right? Again, me personally, what I want to do is I want to show you guys that that you can take out a couple of hours out of your day to go do some type of side hustle, right? In I think it was today's video or yesterday's video, I specifically talked about this. And here's the deal, guys. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do, whether you're trying to get out of debt, whether you're trying to raise money to invest, whether you're trying to raise money to purchase something that you're looking for, whether you're trying to raise money, for Christmas, now to buy Christmas gifts. It doesn't matter what the reason why you're trying to get money. The idea is that I don't care who you are, you can find 2 to 3 hours out of your day to try to do that. Now, Bob and I had decided to do this side hustle via dashing, but you don't have to pick dashing, right? There can be a lot of different things you can do to make some extra money. And in today's world, you have a cell phone, right? There's so many different things you can do. You can go, Gary Vee loves to go shopping in the weekends through these garage sales, pick up items, and then sell those items on eBay or Facebook Marketplace to make some side money that way. There's so many different ways you can make money. You're only limited by your imagination. But I hear it all the time. Oh, I don't have time to do that. Well, you're going to have to convince me that you don't have time, because I firmly believe that all of us can find at least 2 or 3 hours. If you audit your day, I guarantee you wasted a couple of hours out of your day doing stuff that you don't have to be doing, right? Watching TV. Let's take, it's football season. Let's take Sunday, for example. I can't tell you how many people vegetate in front of the TV all day watching football. Hey, I'm a football fan, but when I'm grinding, I got this phone, man. I can hear the game while I'm doing what I need to do to grind, right? But again, point is, you can find time out of your day to make some money. Let me see if there's any questions I missed. Bob, this is the biggest challenge you've done. Bob writes, this is the first time I've tried anything like this. If I were to do it over again, I would have said maybe 1,500 instead of 1,000. Yeah, 100%, Bob. You're killing it, buddy. Your goals were a little short. Like me, I'm the opposite. I was a little too zealous to say that I can make that $1,000 only dashing 2 hours a day when I'm limited in days, right? So instead of the 21 days, I try to do it in 20. I'm going to still stick to that 20 number, but it's going to take me past Christmas to hit those 20 days because like I said, I had some prior commitments that I did not think through. But in fairness, I'm in a car and you're on a bike. Now, see, I don't think being on a bike is a disadvantage. I've said this a 1,000 times before. I think it's actually an advantage. Now, it depends on the market, obviously. Like, for example, again, I'm going to go back to my latest interview with Eddie Benitez over in Chicago, who is a e-bike dasher as well and a content creator. He's in Chicago, right? And during our conversation, we were talking about battery, what's his number one thing that he needs in a bike. And we were talking about specs and all that. What surprised me, he wasn't really too up on the specs of his bike. He really didn't know the actual range. He uses hours in terms of how long the bike will last in terms of hours, not miles. And the reason being, he's in Chicago. He works downtown Chicago. He is not riding miles like I do. I put 50, 60 miles on my bike when I dash a full 4 hours. If I'm dashing 2 hours like I normally do, I'm still putting 40 to 45 miles on my bike, right? He's not coming close to that, and he dashes full time. 4 to 8 hour days is what he's dashing, but he needs a bike that's going to last 8 hours in terms of ride time, not ride distance. So each market's going to be different. But in my market and in markets like where Eddie's at, markets like in New York, where it's a big city, I think being in the car is a disadvantage, right? Because you have to find parking. It's oftentimes you may have to pay for parking. You still have to pay for gas. So all those expenses in a vehicle and the time, you still have to follow traffic laws, right? I can get on a sidewalk. I can, figure out and go the opposite way from a one-way street on a bike because I have the ability to do that. So I can get from point A to point B oftentimes faster than other individuals. And let's talk, especially if you're dashing during peak time, let's say dinner, peak hours during dinner, which will probably be between 4:30 and maybe 7:30. That's rush hour. If you're in a car, you're going to be stuck in traffic a lot trying to do deliveries. Whereas if you're on a bike, you're not stuck in traffic. You can go around. So I don't think it's a disadvantage. That's why, I'm giving you all the love in the world for making that kind of money in a car. But good for you. City environment, you don't need range, you need time. Yeah, that's what Eddie told me. Now, I never thought about that. That never crossed my mind. When Eddie mentioned it, that he needs a, but at the end of the day, it's still the even if you use time or distance, you still need a battery with some range. Now, he doesn't need a battery like I do, right? I need batteries. My sweet spot is at least 60 amp hours of battery is what I need to last me for 4 hours dashing. That's the sweet spot, right? So he doesn't need 60 amp hours. He'll need more like 20, 25, maybe even 30 amp hours is fine for him to ride the way he rides for an 8-hour shift. So, but it's interesting. And this is one of the reasons why I started doing these interviews and talking to other people is because I'm fascinated by other markets and techniques and strategies that other people use to do their dashing or Uber Eats and to earn that extra money, right? And I won't spoil it because I want people to watch the interview, but he gave me some awesome tips that eventually you'll get if you watch that interview on how to deliver drinks without spilling them, what his setup is on his bike, some of the strategies that he uses, what made him to be successful. Because he's been doing this since 2016. He's been a dasher for a freaking long time. And a full-time dasher at that. So I'm pretty impressed with what he's been able to do as a dasher, and even more impressed what Eddie's been able to do as a content creator. His production and his editing, man, it's first class. Like I said, I was super impressed by his work, which was the main reason why I wanted to interview him. And I'm blessed to have been able to do so. So if you get a chance, it should be coming out maybe in 2 weeks or less, that interview. If you get a chance to, I highly recommend that you watch it. When we do the premiere, if you want to ask Eddie direct questions, then watch it during the premiere. It's either going to be on a Tuesday or Thursday, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. where we're going to do the premiere, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you have the ability to go on and ask Eddie any type of question. You can ask me any question. Let's see what else. If you want to see another percent, watch the guy hustling over in London. I have. If it's the same guy I'm talking about, I think it's London Eats. Dude, that's another guy that, first of all, he does a lot of dashing, late in the evening. Sometimes he comes out at midnight, and it's London, people. It's cold in London. It's cold. It's a little crazy, but his channel is also very entertaining. I do get a lot of tips from him, but pretty interesting. They can only go 15.5 miles an hour on an e-bike because of their laws there. It's pretty wild. But again, London's a big city. So again, depends on the market, right? London's a big city. If you watch his channel, he comes out, like I said, sometimes at midnight, works till 3 a.m. And there's still a lot of people out at that time. In my area here, 2, 3 in the morning, unless I go to downtown Miami or downtown Fort Lauderdale, which I don't, it's empty, man. There's nobody out. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, that guy is amazing. Oh, what's up, Keen DoorDash, my buddy? What's going on? Yeah, miss working in Chicago. That market was insane. Yeah, man. Man, I was watching a couple of Eddie's videos, and he was destroying. And again, he's isolated in a very small pocket. So it was pretty cool seeing that market there. I'm going to be talking to a couple of people from New York. They're lined up to be interviewed soon. And I'm interested to hear their side and how they're dashing in New York City, because it's got to be very similar to Chicago, but probably crazier, because New York City, especially like that Manhattan area, that's much larger than downtown Chicago. So it's pretty cool. Let's see what else. Anybody else on here? Now, real quick, if you're still on, Mr. Keen DoorDash, are you in Texas? Because I saw that you were in Texas. I saw your latest video. Let me know if you're in Texas now. And congrats on you taking on or about to start your. I don't know if you already started your course on being a barber. I think that's pretty cool. Tubo, Montana. He's in Chicago too. He's bowling 40-50 at night. Yeah. Columbia in the house. All right, let me go over a couple of things, because I'm only going to be on here for another 7 to 8 minutes or so, just to about 8:30. What's the best? But the best one I found is Delivery Rider. He's in Birmingham and rides an M-Way and only takes $3 to $4, about $4 to $5, and still makes a ton. Oh yeah, he's also in the UK. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I gotta see it. Yeah, the UK for dashing, they seem to be doing pretty well. Here's one thing that I want to talk about too, because Eddie mentioned this, and I don't know, Bob, I don't know if you're seeing this as well. Yes, and my wife and I moved here to start a barber school. School in Dallas. Awesome. I think I'm going to be in Dallas in the end of January. So I'll hit you up if you're available. We'll go grab some lunch. But here's another thing that I want to talk about real quick, and I want you, if Bob, tell me you're seeing this the same, because I noticed it, but I didn't correlate the two. Right? I noticed in the last 2 months that my activity on DoorDash and Uber Eats and my opportunities, because I lost platinum status, so when you lose platinum status, you can't just get on the app and dash. You have to schedule that. But one of the things that I noticed, especially this last month and month and a half, that I would go on there and my zone will be available. And I brought that up to Eddie, and Eddie said that his numbers are way up in the last 4 or 5 months, and he's blaming it on the lack of immigrants door dashing, because Chicago had a huge crackdown on illegal immigration, and that crackdown obviously affected dashers. So he has seen tons of bonuses, which I'm starting to see as well. And in fact, Bob mentioned some of the bonuses that he was seeing on Uber Eats, and the amount of dashers are less. Now, I don't know if there's an actual correlation between the immigration crackdown that we're seeing in some of these major cities, but there's definitely something going on, because, like I said, when I first started dashing this summer, because I just started doing this in the summer, again, I couldn't get on unless I scheduled it in advance. I didn't see any bonuses. And now all of a sudden there's tons of bonuses. I can get on whenever I want, even though I don't have platinum status. So are you guys seeing that? Let's see. Congrats. Appreciate it. So he writes, Bob wrote that on DoorDash was so oversaturated since ICE stuff's going on and revised identity checks on the apps. I think there's less drivers, but there's still a ton out here. Yeah, I can tell you, I know for a fact, and again, I don't know if there's a correlation or not, but I can tell you that for a fact there's less drivers out there now. That's why they're giving a lot of bonuses in my area. I mean, Miami's insane. If anybody that wants to dash in Miami right now and make some money, Miami's the hot spot. It's just a little bit too far south for me, because for me, Miami's about an hour away. But it's every time I go on the app, you're seeing bonuses of $100, $150 for 10 deliveries. 25 deliveries, you're getting bonuses for $100. I mean, the bonuses are crazy. Walmart Spark is one that got hit the hardest here. Yeah. So okay, so maybe there is a correlation. It's just pretty crazy how that's happening. So all right, Bob, give us some words of wisdom. Give me some strategies that you're doing right now to maximize your revenue. Wow, King DoorDash said he's noticing the same thing in Texas. Yeah, man, it's we'll see what happens. But I need some strategies, guys. Give me some tips on maximizing your revenue. At least for me, I need some tips, because I only have 9 more days to make $500. And I got to do it with a maximum of 4 hours each day. Earn by time during the slow hours. You know what? I have not even noticed that. I don't think I've been offered earn by time. I think I have to look into that. I may have to do that. Yeah, Wynwood is hot, and that's the Miami area. The Art District, Wynwood, downtown Miami, man, they're killing it right now. There's a big need there. It says here in San Francisco, that's where they're using scooters. Wow, that's pretty cool. That is Charlie Lamp 2739. Thank you for sharing that. So, scooters. I know in LA, Scooter Academy is one of the guys that I think made Scooter famous, dashing on a scooter. I give you guys mad credit because people think that being on a bike is a little crazy. I think being on a scooter is crazy, especially these high power scooters that go 35, 45, 55 miles an hour. That's a little wild, but I give you credit. And it's got to be going back to getting from point A to point B. If you have a fast scooter and a scooter that gives you range, and you're in San Francisco, that's also crazy with traffic, I bet you do better than a car. It says, Bob writes, as far as bonus money and change due to immigration, I think it is possible that it's happening, but November and December are the two biggest months. Yeah, okay. I'm glad you brought that up, King DoorDash. Peak hour work 6 to 10, which I'm going to do because I don't work. I've never worked evenings. So I only work the morning shift, but I'm going to have to change gears because I only have 9 days to make up $500. So I'm going to do that 6 to 10. I do multi-app, and I am very selective. In fact, I can tell you the last, I've been noticing a lot that even though I have the ability to get on and there's probably not enough riders, I've been noticing that I'll get like a bullshit order, right? $1 per mile. That's, for example, right? 4 miles for $4. I turn that order down and I immediately get that order again. And this time they'll raise it up a little bit. And I've done this a couple of times, and I've talked about it in one of my ride-alongs video, that I turned it down, and then bam, they'll send me that order again, but this time give me a little bit more money. I'll turn it down again, then bam, then I'll get my $2 per mile. That happened to me at least 4 times last week on 4 different orders. So I agree with you, and those that are watching, be selective, man. If you have a number in mind, like for me, I got to make $1.50 or more per mile for me to take that. Preferably $2 per mile, right? I don't. If it's less than $1.50, I'm not taking the order, and I haven't taken it. So if you have a set number, stick to that number, and see if it happens to you where you'll turn down an order. And then you'll immediately get that order again, but this time they're going to pay you with the money that you want. Boom, boom, boom. There was. Oh yeah. So Bob is saying that. See, I do it per mile, but Bob does it per time, which is a good strategy, right? It takes, if you get an order that's 4 miles, but you can get that order done faster than an order with 1 mile because of traffic and all that, because he's in a car, then I get it. So that's a good point. You really have to look at, your specific strategy. Are you in a car? Are you in an area where there's a lot of traffic? Is time more important, right? I don't have a lot of traffic. So for me, it's distance, right? I don't want to go too far because it's going to take me too long to get there, even though I have a fast bike. I want in an hour, I want to pull down 4 to 5 orders in an hour. And very doable. That's why I need that $2 per mile so that I can make the money that I need. And for some reason in my area, there's plenty of orders that are $2 per mile. There's a lot, so I'm able to do that. And in all honesty, for me, I'm on time. Because I'm signed in as a bike dasher, the times, like, I have a crazy amount of time. Now, one of the things I did notice, and I had to change this, that when I first came on and I started doing this. Let's say let's say they gave me 30 minutes to go 2 miles. Because I've been finishing these orders in 10 minutes and not 30 minutes, I started to see that the algorithm was picking that up and was shortening my delivery time. So now on purpose, if I don't have an order, when I'm going to a restaurant, I go super slow so that my average speed stays what a normal bike would be, which will be between 10 and 15 miles an hour, right? So I purposely try to keep that average time down so that the algorithm gives me that plenty of time, because I double app, right? And when I double app, I oftentimes will take an order on Uber Eats and an order on DoorDash. And sometimes those orders on opposite sides or they're in opposite direction. So that time for me is of the essence. So when I get those double orders on 2 different apps and they're in opposite direction, that's when I put on the boost, baby, and I haul ass, make the delivery so I can make my time. So so that's my strategy, right? That's how I do it. That helps me out to maximize my revenue. All right, guys, I hit the 30-minute mark. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, Ride, Hustle, Repeat. Watch every day. I'm posting a video whenever I dash. Tomorrow, number 11 drops. And all this week, I'm going to throw out a daily video. It comes out at 6 a.m. every day. You're going to see a daily video from me for the next week, right? And hopefully for the next 9 days, because I have 9 days. Although Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I'm not doing anything. So there will be no videos on the 25th or 26th, because the 24th, it'll come out, the video for the 23rd. Anyway, guys, love you. Thank you for hopping on. Bob, thank you. King DoorDash, Lorena, Prime Properties, Colombia, Haas, all you guys. Love you guys. See you in the next one.